Hi everyone. I wanted to make a video talking about chords and inversions. I got a couple of questions. Some of the shorter videos I make where I'm talking about a chord being in second inversion or first inversion. I haven't fully explained exactly how to do that, so I thought this would be a good video to do. So let me give you the notes of a chord. I'll pick a chord that doesn't have any accidentals in it just to make it, I think, a little bit easier to wrap our heads around. I'll choose a C major 7 chord. The notes of a C major 7 chord are C, E, G, and B. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail as to how you figure that out in this video, but I guess for now, just take my word for it. Okay, so here's the deal. The C is functioning as the root of the chord. That makes sense. That's the name of the chord. The E is the third of the chord. And why is it the third of the chord? Because it's a third above the root. The G is the fifth of the chord. And why is it the fifth of the chord? It's because it's a fifth above the root. And then finally, the B is functioning as the seventh of the chord. And same deal, it's because it's a seventh above the root. And this is how chords are built: root, third, fifth, and seventh, if there happens to be one. So when the chord is written on the staff and the note C, the root of the chord, is the lowest sounding note down in the bass, that means the chord is in root position. Okay, that's easy enough to understand. So you've got a C major 7 chord. The C is the lowest sounding note, and you've got the other notes, the E, the G, and the B, up above that, and they can be arranged any way you want, but the C is down in the bass. That means the chord is in root position. If the E is down in the bass, the third of the chord is down in the bass, that means the chord is in first inversion. Okay, and same deal. If the E is down in the bass and then above that you've got the C, the G, and the B in some arrangement, the chord's going to be in first inversion. And we just continue on. If the fifth of the chord, in this case the G, is down in the bass, the chord would be written in second inversion. And then finally, if the B of this chord happened to be down in the bass, the seventh of the chord, that would be third inversion. And to be fair, third inversion chords, they're not written as often, but they do sometimes happen, and that's how it works. Now, I'll follow that up by just saying that some of you guys are probably reading like lead sheets where you're playing guitar, or you're playing piano or something, you're playing chords, and you might see on a lead sheet something like this. You'll see C major 7, and then it'll have a slash, and then there'll be something written below it, maybe like an E. Okay, what is this? It's not two separate chords. Sometimes people get goofed up with this. What it is a C major 7 chord with the note E down in the bass. And if you're in some kind of band situation, the bass player typically covers the bass note, the E, and then the pianist or guitarist is going to play the C major 7 chord on top. And so if you saw this would actually be a C major 7 chord in first inversion. Now, any note could be down in the bass, but if you have one of the chord tones down in the bass, it's going to be some kind of inversion. So I hope that helps. Feel free, leave me a comment or another question to follow it up. And when I'm talking about some of these chord inversions with some of the questions, this is what I'm doing. This is what I refer to.